Good morning, guys. Hopefully everyone's having a good weekend. Man, I tried to take this freaking bear flag breakout, and I didn't have a good stop loss on it just because it was pre-market. This was a good breakout here. Good bull flag here. Didn't want to risk a lot before the opening. Then it kind of came back and got me for like a $40 loss. So got to start 40 bucks in the hole this morning. It's all good though. Looks like we're going straight up at the moment. So we'll just have to wait for a second flag. Like I said, no news today, so it could. Hopefully we can kind of get our move and get out early this morning. We'll have to wait and see what the rest of the morning offers. I don't know if it's going to be just a holiday week, so don't really know what the market's going to be like. I just don't remember trading last year. Uh, we still got a good 15 minutes left. This sucks that this had to happen pre-market. Let me look at Adam's levels. That's something I have not done this morning. All right, so let's look at Monday. So our major support levels are going to be the 59.80, which we're like 50 points above that. We also have that big opening week gap also. To clear out the gap, we would have to sell all the way back down to, what, 59.90? So, let's see. He's still holding his longs from... Wow, he's been holding longs since 58.86. That is insane. All right, resistance are going to be that 59.88, exactly where that opening week gap is. 602, 609, trying to get up here. 32. So we're at a level now. Just getting these levels marked out real quick. Hmm. 602, we got that one. 09, got that one. 17. All right. All right, so below we head back down to the range, supporting again, likely to the 59.08. I think we're looking for something to hold. Let me make sure we have that. Just like we did overnight, down to 59 to support it for. Let me see then find the upside. I'm looking for the upside. Good morning, Andy. Good morning, Charles. Just kind of looking over the Manzini newsletter. This would take us above 600 with 602, 602, and then 26. So we've got all those targets and strong magnets here. And good morning, Salvage. Good morning, Charles. Charles, I think I'm going to take the 5-minute breakout today, but I'm just going to do it on one micro. Because unfortunately, we're going to play the whole range of that first 5-minute candle, so it could be as much as 30 or hopefully not over 40 points, though. That's kind of the range I'm looking for the 5-minute candle to stay in, the 40 points. I started going back. I've only gone back like 6 or 7 days, like doing the back testing on the 5-minute candle. So far it was a winner like every day but one day. I want to do like a total of like 30 to 60 days though. Good morning, Candlelight. Is anybody used to trading the holidays during Thanksgiving? Does anybody kind of know what the market's usually like? I don't really have a lot of experience with this holiday week. I don't really remember last year either, and I can't remember if I traded it or not. Oh. So we did have a nice little breakout this morning, which I paper handed it because I didn't really want to take a big loss if I did, and I ended up losing $40 on this trade when it turned out to be a big winner. So I was kind of annoyed after it happened. The market usually has low volume, but can typically catch some decent moves. Okay. Nice. Yeah, as you can see, I tried to take this breakout this morning, and we paper handed it and ended up losing $40 instead of putting my stop loss where it needs to be. And I actually got in around 3 or 4 here, and this thing freaking went up freaking 30 points. So I do that. I catch myself doing that every now and then. I hate when I do that. I don't know why, but I do still. Hopefully we can just get like a trending day where we just start moving in one direction like all day. All right, guys, we got less than a minute to go. We definitely have a lot of fair value gaps back to the downside. And this big fair value gap from 41 all the way down to 80, that's the opening week gap there. Even though you probably can't see it, but this is my 5-minute chart over here. All right, what do we got? Less than a minute left. We got hopefully we can look for this big gap fill all the way back down to the 880s. But I'm going to take the 5-minute trade no matter what happens. I'm not sure if I don't have it set up here on screen or on stream, but I will drag it over to let you know how it goes. And we're just doing one micro too. All right, guys, this should be the market. Whew, I'm filling the gap early today. Hopefully now if the candle gets where it's like 100 points, I don't know if we'll take. I don't really want it to be over 50 points because I don't really want to risk no more than $80 to $100 on this trade if we do take the 5-minute gap. Man, this thing's already hitting 50 points, guys. Holy crap. Man. Shoot. So that's 20, 50, 60. We're already rolling in on 60 points. Need to see a good pushback here. Yeah. All right, having a nice little pullback here. Let's see if we can form a nice little bear flag here. Don't like taking trades this early to the opening. Wow, look at this crazy wick on the 5-minute charts over here. All right. What is that? 30 plus 60. So that's like a 70-point freaking candle. Ugh. For the 5-minute candle. Freaking insane. All right. What do we got? 5 minutes? Just being patient. Being patient. I hate when all of our EMAs are smashed together. So this big square around here is our 15-minute gap here. Ah. It freaking stalled on me. I thought we were going to get a faster breakout there, but the thing just hit the brakes. I played that one super cautious just because that was my funded account, guys. Run into a big gap there. Do I keep trying for more? Do we just keep going up? Oh, nice, Charles. So here's the 5 minutes. We're looking for 40 points on that 5 minute. We bought the 5 minute breakout at 30. Damn, we got up freaking 20 points. Whew. Maybe we'll just go to break even. I haven't really decided how we're going to play this trade yet. The goal is to shoot for 40 points on the 5 minute breakout. But we're only in it for one micro, so it'd be 80 bucks. Oh, okay. There we go. There we go. I'm definitely going to take some time and go back and back test that 5 minute opening range more. The only thing I did not like about this 5 minute opening range is it was 70 points. When I went back and looked at them, I thought the sweet spot was 40 to 50 points as far as stop loss goes with the one micro. Shoot for $100, 80 to $100. So as you can see, unfortunately, we would have got our full profit on this, but I was already 30 bucks in the hole. So we'll definitely look for some more trades on this account. I just did this on a eval. The trade that we were trading on stream, that was the funded account trade, and we ended up with $208 with 5 micros. And it looks like I left a lot on the table. I mean, I feel like where do we keep going? The same with this 5 minute gap. You know, it's like I need to just start watching it. So right now, that's 50 points that it just paid for the 5 minute breakout this morning. All right, guys, I'm going to take a burner trade here. So all this is me just a flip trade with this is a account that I've already got to the funded level. So all I'm going to do is just kind of buy in with 1 or 2 micros and probably just close it just to keep the days added up because I'm already way over. I just don't want Knox to cancel the account for inactivity. So we're just going to take a burner trade. I only did that today, trolls, because I'm doing it with 1 micro. So I want to risk like $80 to $100 to see if we can make a $80 to $100. That's why I said that 40 to 50 stop loss with 1 micro. All right, guys. Like I said, this is going to be a flip trade. This is just me going in to flip a trade. So what I do is a lot of times I'll just let it just risk 5 or 10 bucks. I think, what's that? 20 bucks maybe. Yeah, so this is just a flip trade, guys. Flip trade. And that's this account here. Okay, so we lost 20 bucks. We're like $220 over the threshold. So that's why I've been doing it that way. So this way I don't have to take any more trades on that account because I plan on submitting that after the first of the month. I try not to submit no more than 2 a month, or just because, it can get so pricey paying for these funded accounts. So. Man, was that another little bear flag that we missed? What time is it? Okay, so now we're at the 15-minute breakout too. So that is something that I did notice, Charles. If you go back and look at that, you can look into taking this trade up to the 15-minute candle. Then you can kind of get an idea if we're going to go higher or we're going to reverse and retest the 5 minutes. Because that's something else that I was looking at too. Because usually that's where we run into resistance at here at the 15-minute close. So what we can do also and see if we come back and retest the 5-minute opening. So that means a pullback back to the 30s. So if it pulls back to the 5-minute and holds, more likely we could look for a long out of that area. We'll just have to see. I don't know. Like I said, I've done very limited kind of like back testing on this. That right here. And we also cannot break out of that big fair value gap here on the 5 minutes. So if we can get above 60s, maybe we can look for another entry. So that was a nice little 20 touch. Touched right on top of that 20 EMA. We're getting pretty close to that 30 here. That's kind of the target we want to watch and see what happens. All right, here comes the 5-minute retest. Let's see. This is where we got our first entry at earlier. Freaking Patrick's crazy over there. All right, we're losing the 30, guys. Dang. So what do you think, Charles? Maybe we can work it with the 15-minute opening range on some days, because we broke out of that 5-minute and we literally took it up to the 15 minutes. But see, I also noticed we could still be looking for longs, because there were some times where we pulled back into the 5-minute candle and went straight back up. But don't know. Maybe we'll take the 5-minute on the opposite side and look for the close of that gap, because we still have a gap, like an opening week gap, all the way back down in the 800s. So 880 is another target to the downside. Oh, goodness. Whew. So we're at a pivot. That's kind of where we're getting stuck at those 04s. Actually, I tried to trade right here last night with in the opening. I was messing around with like a micro 2 last night. I think we ended up with like 10 points off of that. All right, what sucks is I am not a big fan of taking shorts when all of my EMAs are above the 200. So here comes our 15-minute break and 5 minutes. So we just broke out the other side of the 5-minute range. Wow. So hammer candle. The 5-minute is still pushing down. If you're looking at the 5-minute chart, like I said, man, the only thing that freaking worries me is how far everything is above our 200. Usually anytime I try to take these trades, I get burned. So we're just going to have to watch. The only way I'm willing to take a short now, if we can just kind of form a little bear flag back to the upside. So we still have the 80s target down there. That was the 15-minute breakout. So far, the 15-minute and 5 minutes paying today, guys. Come on, let's get a little bear flag forming here. This way we can get actually a setup entry and not just FOMO into this thing. Man, it looks like the 5 minutes just going to fill that gap without us. Look at the 5-minute candle over here. It's just trying to fill in the gap already. Man. We're only 40 points away from that gap fill. Come on, let's get a pullback so we can be part of the gap fill. Let's see a bear flag. Come on. If we can print a candle below this pivot here, if you're watching the hour chart, about the 40s, there's the hour chart pushing right below this pivot also. Maybe we can look for a short to the downside. This is the 5 minutes. You want to see this area hold here. That's the bottom of the 15-minute opening range there. The one thing you got to be careful with if you're looking for shorts is you got to make sure you get through these pivots below 33. So 15 minutes is definitely finding some resistance at the 15-minute opening range. Ooh. Just don't want to be faked out by this crap. All right. Well, I hit the buy sell button. Nothing happened. Hopefully this crap doesn't. Dude, what a freaking delay that was, guys. Come on. Dude, I just got screwed over. What the fuck, man? Come on. Fuck. Come on. I hit the freaking buy button up in the 30s. Dang it. Did you guys see how long that took to register? That is insane. Man, that's so freaking annoying. Not really sure what happened there, guys. Good job if anybody took that breakout and got a good feel. Dude, that put me in a hole like 177 too. Isn't that crazy? Yeah, I took it about the middle of this red candle here, so my entry should have been almost 30 points above. Well, I took that short, Eric. I mean, you know, I drew out my trend line. We took the bear flag, but dude, I had such a huge delay. I got like a 20-point slippage on that entry. I hit the buy button back up there in the 30s once we broke this first pivot here. All right, let's see if we can. I mean, we still have the 80s down there for a target. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for too, Eric. That's kind of the trade I wanted a while ago. Let's see where we're at. Got another pivot here at the 41s. All right, so now we're just going to wait and see if the 55s hold. Just kind of waiting to see what's going to happen. Let's see if this 21 EMA is going to hold or if we're going to continue higher here. We're also above this gap here too, so usually that could be a long possibility. Dude, this thing's just still taking... Still got a bad entry on that crap. Time is it? Damn, come on. Looking for the gap fill. Dude, did you just one tick me? Come on. Guys, y'all gotta, I don't know if anybody else is having issues, but I am having issues with my entries. My entries are being slipping. It's not as bad this time. Luckily it wasn't. But that while ago, I missed out on a 30-point trade because I got filled freaking like 10, 20 points later. So look, guys, another classic big bear flag here. And we just kind of took the breakout. I wanted to get in a little earlier, but what made me stall is the pivots that are sitting here. But once again, the bear flag paid on this one. And it paid on this one. So back-to-back bear flags were positive. So we were able to get our profit back because we went in heavy with 20 micros, like super heavy. But it was a 50K eval, 90% off. Actually, I'll think of that. I need to check that. Okay, so looks like the 90% will continue to the 29th, guys. So far, pretty good day. We did take one loser, like I said, because of that slippage we had earlier. Y'all saw me say, hey, I hit the button to buy. Then 5 seconds later, it popped up. So just be aware of that today if you're trading. And I heard Nutty talk about it over there too. So apparently it's happening to multiple people. All right, so this was our funded account, the one we're up $200. That was the first trade this morning. That was around the 5-minute opening gap. And this account right here, we've taken 3 trades on. We took the 5-minute opening range trade. We took the loser trade while ago for like $130. Then I upped the micros and we got 320 on it. So what we'll do now is we'll still look for trades, but we're just going to lower our risk down to like 3 micros or something just to hold on to our green. Oh, you're thinking it's because of the volume filled. There was maybe no orders to fill me. Is that what you're saying, Candlelight? Maybe there was no buy or sell orders to fill my buy section. Okay. Okay. So what Candlelight is saying, it's kind of like in news play. You know, like sometimes you have news play, you put an order or your stop loss, but there's no orders there to fill the order. So that could have possibly what just happened when I thought I was having slippage, but they might have not have been no orders to fill my sell where I was trying to buy in. So So that way, maybe we're just gonna trade two micros. Just keep it two. Just hold on to the green. For anybody that's a Bulanox customer, they did extend their 91% off till the end of the month. All right, so this big box right here, that's your macro time here. All right, so these two boxes over here, this would have been your 15 minutes. So actually, that also gave me positivity a while ago when we took that last trade is the 15 minute. This is why I bring up the 15-minute retest. So we pull back, retested the 15-minute opening range. We still had a bear flag. We were touching the 20. And as soon as we broke out of our flag, that's where I bought in. I mean, we're forming another bear flag here too. Pull back to the 2021 EMA. But I don't know. I always like the first setup more better than I like the second setup. So like this is the first initial 20 pullback after the 200 EMA cross. So we had the 200 EMA cross. We did have a slight pullback to your 9 EMA here. I also tried to take this one. This is the one where my order didn't get filled. Which I wouldn't have probably taken this trade here if this trade had worked. But this was your first 21 EMA pullback here. Or you can go learn. I think Patrick is charging $200 for anybody that wants to learn to draw bear flags for breakouts. I'm not sure how it details on his course. But it's probably similar. Ooh. Look at the bear flags. So it might just be one of those days you just buy the pullback. We'll give it a few more turns. If he keeps playing that over and over, we'll just look for 10-point moves. I want to see that first initial 200 pullback, 200 EMA. That's kind of what I want to see. And I may look for a trade off the 200 moving average for our next move. Maybe even the 50, since it's right there at the 15 minutes. Eric, did you take any trades this morning? So I did take the 5-minute breakout this morning. So what we did is we waited for the 5-minute range to print. And I put a buy order in at 30 this morning because that's which end it was going I love. So I just put an order in and looked for 40 points. And it paid almost 50 points this morning on the 5-minute breakout. But I just did it with 1 micro because your stop loss has to be so big. That was kind of our first trade, but we didn't trade that on stream. We did that off stream. Oh, you're scalping? How many points do you scalp when you scalp, Eric? Are you going in with like oversized amounts? So like if one scalp fails, does it ruin all your profit? What about your leverage? Do you do like a 1-for-1 leverage with your how many contracts do you go in on? They extended the sell, methodical man. Just 1 or 2? Is that micros or minis? Okay, that's not too bad then. But that's right. You're trading on a live account, though, aren't you? No, you're using prop firms, because I remember you said you were using Fast Track at one time. Oh, so you are trading on your own. I hope to give that a whirl sometime next year or the first of the year. I want to open a live account. Also trade with the prop firms, but I would really like to use prop firms to fund it if I could. Because I'm about $1,000 away with Beulah Knox to get $1,000 payout, and with Apex I need $500. So, oh yeah, minis. There's no way I'd trade that on my own account. Oh, it takes one count, especially if you got like a $1,000 or whatever in there. It can wreck that quick. Just remember, guys, this is holiday week, so don't really know what the volume is gonna be like the rest of the day. It could just be kind of just chopping around. We're gonna give it about 30 more minutes, and if it continues this for 30 minutes, then we'll just get off for a little bit and maybe come back after lunch and see if the volume's picked up. I don't want to sit here and ruin my green day unless it's a good setup. Ooh, I just noticed the ES found support at the freaking 05s. So that was support a couple weeks ago, that 05s, 02s. Then for 5 minute, we have a big fair value gap here, right below the opening week here. I mean, that's a huge gap that we're in right now. So maybe back above 40. Can look for longs. You'll get back above that 200 moving average. You're above a pivot there. Eric, how many scalps have you taken this morning? Just two? Okay. That's not too many trades. Yeah, that's why I got to trade on multiple accounts, because I'll sit here and overtrade if I use one account. I want to see his... we got that 15-minute range. Guys, the trades we take now are probably going to be a little bit more aggressive just because we're on 2 micros. I don't know if we're going to get any more bear flag setups until we change direction or something. Unless we get back above the 200, then pull back. I kind of feel like we're going to be pushing up to the 200. We can look for possibly a bounce off the 200. But also, you kind of need to watch your 5-minute chart here, because the 5-minute chart is finding support at its 200 moving average. So you have to kind of consider that if we are going to look for longs. Whew. Wow, hit the bottom of that pivot. Let's see if we get through this gap here. I'd like to see a print below 80. Man, that was ugly. Ugly bear flag. All right, here comes our 5-minute candle print. Let's see if we can get below this gap here. It barely, I'm talking about barely. So we have your IBL here sitting at the 69s. It's usually kind of a 50-50 trade here on this IBL. It's usually a better results if you can be patient enough to wait for the retest. Just being patient. Patience. Still looking for shorts. Definitely in a short bias at the moment. As long as all my EMAs are below the 200 here, we're going to be looking for shorts. I was hoping once the 5-minute got below that freaking big fair value gap, we would continue lower. But it still can hold as long as your 41 holds up. We're kind of watching the 5-minute charts, the the S&P charts. So okay. See, I thought we were possibly look for a short here. I saw this little bear flag setting up and we broke out just below it, but didn't really have the momentum. So what we're going to do here is we're going to wait for us to, I'm hoping we push up and retest the 200 moving average, which is up there about the 60s. It may be the bottom of the day. Yeah, we didn't make the new, I don't think we made it there on the ES, did we? Yeah, we did. Yeah, maybe. You thinking maybe that was the bottom? Just waiting to see. We're waiting on it for the 60 touch here. Oh, are you not going to get up there? Hmm. Dang. Just watching the ES. Don't. Guys, this is just 2 micros, so we're not even risking like maybe 30, 40 bucks on this trade. So high risk trade. Ah, shoot. It may come back and stop us out from the get-go. I was hoping this 50 EMA would hold. That's why I'm just right above the 50 there. It might have been faked out too. Not sure. We're waiting on to see if the ES, see how the ES was having a little bit of breakout. I thought the ES was going to continue maybe to run these lows again. At least that was the idea of this trade. No, maybe more than that. 12, 10, 16. So about, yeah, 60 bucks, 50 bucks. All right. The fake out got me on that one, guys. It knocked us down to 263. Guys, this is just 2 micros. These aren't really any setups. These are just kind of, I think, trades. I think most of our setups were all from earlier today. Wow, we just got roadblocked at the pivots there. This is probably going to be my last trade here. Oh, okay. That was probably the last trade of the day. We need to hold on to our profits. That knocked us down to an even $200. These are just turning into... Now this thing's just kind of chopping you up where it looks like we're going to move up. We're making higher highs, then it just yanks back on you. So between those two trades, we lost about $100 of our eval profit because we were a little over $300 on this account. Then kind of knocks us back down to 200. So like I said, I think we're just going to hold on to that $200 profit till at least power hour. And here's the one trade for our funded account. We definitely are not going to trade it no more today. This was just a flip trade here. And this funded account, we did not take any trades on today. Oh. That might be a good sign we're going to go higher there. A lot of times, if we're in a range, it goes from, top, bottom, top, bottom, top, but the next one doesn't make it up. A lot of times you'll go straight up. Let's see. I mean, looks like maybe your head and shoulders, maybe. We'll just kind of wait and see what happens at the bottom of this range here. Oh. What do we so we still have not broke out of our whatchamacallit either, our IBL here. So this morning, guys, we pretty much just had two setups that offered 20 to 30 points. That was this one here. And this one here. And this trade up here I took early this morning was kind of like that 5-minute breakout here. So that was like really the only like setup type trade. And to me, that wasn't even my setup. This is more or less the setups that I'm actually looking for here. These other trades that you see me take on the sides, these are not really setups. These are just kind of I think trades. So that's just why I just kind of let you guys know that whenever I'm taking I think trades, they're a little bit more risky. And usually they're very low risk for me. I'm usually not risking anywhere between $30 to $60. Man. And this is the algo here. This is the last 10 minutes of the hour. So usually you expect us to have some kind of breakout here. Wow, the ES is breaking below another level here. You would think that if we break that 08, we could possibly push the 05s. And hold that pivot there. Wow, that's almost a 20-point rip off that pivot. Hopefully ES loses at 09. It just doesn't, like, the bottom drops off. Dude, the range has been insane today, guys. We've just been pretty much in a range since, what, 9:30? 10 o'clock? Yeah, 10 o'clock here. I think I was faked out last time looking for the shorts because I thought the ES was going to be breaking down to the downside, and we're about to move too early there. Oh, the indecision candle got us, and there's been a lot of indecision candles here on the ES. It was this candle here. Right now we have another here too. I think I took this trade a while ago, and I tried to use that 50 as my stop loss. We can't break through that pivot. It's probably going to come back and get us again. This all... Oh, come on, ES. ES just don't want to give up the pivot here, guys. All right, so this is going to be my last trade of the morning. After this, we're going to take a break so we don't continue taking these little trades. Little trades. Ah, man, I got burned twice trying to get that short there. Let's see if the bottom falls out now. That has to be it for me as far as taking any more entries. All right, so on our accounts, like I said, that was a flip trade. Watch it. Oh, come on. I think it did me dirty, guys. Oh, shit. Look at there. It's just the way it goes, man. It's just the way it goes sometimes, guys. Can't get them all. Still a pretty ugly candle. Oh, well. Wow, another indecision candle here. All right. All right, guys. Thank everyone for watching. Sorry about those last couple little losses. Like I said, I mean, it looks like we want to continue down. But the price action is tough. We're just kind of wicking back and forth. We're just kind of slapping 20 points in both direction. All right, guys, we will be back for Power Hour this evening, so hopefully the price action will be a little better. Be careful if you are trading this, because right now if you're good at range, this is definitely for someone who's good at trading range. All right, guys, we'll be back in for Power Hour.